Hey, it's Rhaina again. Your Nordic witch, Hexa. We're called hexes in Norse, German, and Scandinavian, and a little bit of Slavic, Romanian, and French, and a little English. My grandfather was from England, and a little tiny pinch of Italian. 1.7% DNA Italian and 1.7% Spanish, plus some Colombian. I was so excited about that. I was like, here I thought I was Norse. I'm 98% European, 98% European, but my little, something like that. And my little, the only thing I have is Colombian, like 1.5% Colombian. Like it could be Peru or something like that. So obviously one of my Norse ancestors left something in Peru or Portugal. It could have been Portugal or somebody from Peru. Never mind. Anyway, this is about summer again. I had, what was I going to say? I had a dream or vision about. This was the other night, a couple nights ago, and I haven't really been putting these on, and I have to remember some more stuff because I should have written it down, which I usually record them, but I'm on a new medication I have bipolar too, and it makes me so sleepy. So here I'm drinking iced coffee. You know, coffee is the only thing. I don't really like coffee, but I can take it iced. I'm drinking iced coffee to keep myself awake. But you have to do what you have to do. So anyway, I had this vision of summer. Now, she reminds me of one of my daughters. She's blonde, blue-eyed. Two of my kids are blonde and blue-eyed, and my daughter's a little darker like my husband. My ex-husband. I'm remarried to a wonderful guy. Anyway, I've been asking to speak to Summer. I can speak to those who have passed, to the dead. They usually come to me. But it's never been like right away. Or if I say, John, I want to speak to you. Come to me. Where are you? Where are you? That doesn't happen. I don't believe people can do that. I think that's phony. Sorry, it's just my opinion. The people that I've spoken to, including my mother, I've had entities that have never been born contact me when they were mad, when they didn't want me to give information out, when they didn't want me to share about the way. Because I can see things that other people don't see. One time I had this vision that I had a third eye in the middle of my head. And I knew what it meant. You know, the third eye. I mean, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I'm used to this stuff. I've been attacked by these spirits. And I say my usual prayers and mind over matter. You tell them with strength that they have to go away. And I say two prayers. I say the 23rd Psalm and the Lord's Prayer. And I tell them to get out. By 3 nights, if they don't leave, they haven't left already, I tell them to leave. And sometimes I've done cleansing with smudge stick and prayers. And my husband has asked me to bless things. I made totem stones for him. He totally knows and believes. He has seen my angels. I've had an angel. He doesn't come anymore. For some reason, but he came for years and years and years. I saw him in vision. I've seen Jesus. But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, I asked for Summer. I knew I wouldn't get anything. I was always a block when I asked for Summer. I said, Summer, can you tell me this? Can you tell me that? But it was always a block. And I told Bobby, I said, she's blocking me. I can't get through. I can't get through. It's too soon. It takes. When I do get connected, it's usually they have to have been passed for months or even years. I've gotten, it's never like, like that. There's transition periods after you pass. You just don't, suddenly you're available to talk to, like dial it up on the internet. So anyway, I asked and asked, and I said, okay, Summer, baby, you take your time if you want to talk to me, because I've had other children come to me, and but it was not right away. And even my mother, it was 6 months after she passed did she first communicate, and we promised each other we would, but we wouldn't scare each other. But anyway, so I had a vision that I was looking into a room, and it was my visions come with a black and gray background, like it's a blackish gray, because they want me to see what's in the middle of the vision. So there's no interference on any side. And there was a room, and it had 8 sides. It was an octagon, and it had a roof, and it was so ornately decorated and engraved with gold and velvet, red velvet, and it was beautifully done, so intricately, like Leonardo da Vinci would have done it. The ceilings, the panels, the 8 panels, and there was a beautiful floor, and there was a bench in the middle of the room, and Summer was sitting on the bench, and she had a beautiful dress on. And she was looking up like in amazement. She was very quiet. She had this dress on. She had little ballerina flats on, and she crossed her ankles. And I was just watching her to see what she was doing. She wasn't fussing or fidgeting. She was just waiting. And she was in this beautiful room where she was told to wait. And I don't know what. I guess it was the part of the transition. And she couldn't talk to me because she was waiting there. And she was just in awe of the room. And she just sat with her little hands folded, and her hair was down to here, and it had little barrettes on the side. She looked all clean and beautiful, and her hair was so blonde. And I realized that was why she couldn't talk to me, because she wasn't allowed to. She was waiting there for her next, where she would go next. And so I was kind of comforted by this, to know that she wasn't, that she was in a good place, that she was being protected. And and there were torches on the wall. There were sconces. And this room I knew it was ancient. It had been there forever. It was being used forever. And it had these beautiful sconces with torches, and that was lighting the room, and it's kind of put strange shadows on the walls. And she was like looking around like, wow, this is Christmas time, and I thought, oh wow, I'm so happy that you're okay. And something else that I was, this kind of connects with it, but there were murders that happened. I like to watch true crime and everything like that, but I was angry. There were parents that were angry that their daughter had been killed by the serial killer. He was mostly killing prostitutes, but she was not. The girl that got killed, but not the prostitutes, whatever. But I was angry. The parents, were angry, and I was angry, and I was saying, well, God, why does these horrible things happen to these people? And I saw in front of me a vision. I have daytime visions too. I saw a sleigh, but you could only really see the curve of the sleigh. And the girls that were in the show, there were about 4 of them who got murdered in a horrible, brutal way. And I saw Jesus sitting at the front of this was a vision. And I've spoken to Jesus in vision before and seen him very clearly. Jesus was sitting at the front of the sleigh. And it was really, you could kind of see through the sides of the sleigh, but the important part was the rails, the movement, the mode of travel, how they would travel through with the sleigh. That would be the way you could see through, and the girls were sitting in the seats. And I said, why does this happen? And I thought of the parents of one of the girls, and Jesus kind of looked down, like kind of annoyed. And a picture of the parents appeared at the back of the slate, and they were scribbled out in black and brown. Like they had nothing to do with what had happened to these girls. Nothing. It was a completely different story. Like it didn't matter what they thought. They weren't even involved in the purpose. And Jesus said, because I needed them back. And I was like, and he kind of looked at me like for questioning him. You know, why would I question him? And I still see the beautiful white rail of the sleigh, and then I see the scribbled out pictures of the parents. Like they didn't matter. It wasn't them. It wasn't about them. It was about that Jesus needed them back. And I was supposed to just accept this. So apparently that's how it is. Even if somebody gets murdered, it's because Jesus and God needs them back. It's not, and that's another part of karma. Whatever the parents are feeling, or the justice on earth, or whatever, because Jesus needed them back. And that is what he told me. And I would have never thought that was it. And people say that sometimes, but it's kind of cruel, I thought. But apparently, maybe it's not. So I knew that summer's in a good place. And I have one more thing, but I'm going to put it on another video because I don't want to make this too long. And I'm getting a little emotional here because, you know, she's a little girl. And I fell in love with her like everybody else, you know. And anyway,